Bitcoin or Solana? What is a better investment in 2024? We're going to discuss that. Also, we're going to talk about Solana. We're going to talk about Avalanche. ICP is pumping over $14. Will it hit $20 by the end of the week? We have Magic Internet Money joining us for some charts. And we have one of our favorite guests, Gary Cardone, joining us with this debate. Bitcoin, Solana, or any other altcoin. Do not miss today's show. Let's get into it.
Your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, stale information, repackage that thing up in a fun 45K is the new bottom.
What?
45K support. It's the bottom. We're not going under anymore. What do you think?
No.
No?
No.
We dip under 45? What if the ETF goes live tomorrow?
We're literally $100 over 45K. What are you talking about? You all right?
Yeah. We are good, man. We are at 45,200, so we're actually $200.
My apologies.
I'm telling you, man, I have a suspicion ETF will go live this week. We won't dip under 45K anymore. What do you think?
No.
No?
I think a very, very short term under 45K is possible. You're just not giving yourself enough room. $100, $200? No. You can see a scam wick dropping down under 45K. You know what's not a scam? Solana's not a scam. Let's talk about it. Solana or Bitcoin? What's a better investment for 2024? So a couple things in regards to Solana. Solana flips Ethereum in monthly NFT sales volume. For the first time in history, we saw them flip Ethereum for the first time ever in DEX volume. We see Solana's TVL double over the last 1 month. I remember when I did a first Solana video, we're at like 600 million in TVL. We are at $1.5 billion in total value locked for Solana. And once Jupiter goes live, the much anticipated DEX on Solana, once that goes live, can expect this number to jump up to $3-4 billion, which would put it at number 3 behind only Ethereum and Tron. Speaking of Jupiter, this is pretty big, which again would bring a lot of value to the Solana network. Jupiter Exchange co-founder just hinted that soon you'll be able to trade stocks, Forex, and commodities all in one place on Jupiter Exchange. We know Bitcoin is king, Robin. But who will be the king of 2024? Will it be Bitcoin with the ETF narrative, with the halving narrative? Or will it be Solana, onboarding millions of users, bringing in billions in total value locked? What say you?
It's going to be Solana, man.
What?
I'm not saying that Solana is a better long-term play when you look out further than, say, 4 years. But going into the next cycle, I do believe that Solana will outperform Bitcoin as far as gains. I don't think that's a big reach either, right? Because in the bull market, you do get some large gains from Bitcoin. Say it goes up a factor of 5x, maybe a 10x. But we know that historically, the altcoin markets rally harder during the bull market. And that's because there's a smaller market cap. It takes less money to move the markets. But Bitcoin does outperform altcoins during the bear market. And what cycle are we in now? We're going into a bull market. So at this point, if you have a deep CA position on Bitcoin, hold strong. However, you're looking to enter in some new chunk buys, pick up some tokens, something outside of DCA. Well, it's time to look at the altcoins. 2024 is going to be the year of making money in alts. Right?
Why do we not?
Is, right?
Why do we not have a Solana emoji?
We don't have a Solana emoji?
No.
We need more members, man. We do got a new whale member, which we just added them to the credits as well. was it Big Dogs Chris? I think it was Big Dog Chris.
Hmm.
Yeah, welcome to our newest whale member. If you guys would like to become a whale member, well, sign up. And then also, let's get the like button going. Let's get this thing started. Let's get 2024 off with a bang.
Man. Hold on. We're not done with this conversation yet. Relax. You think with having an ETF with accounting rule changes coming at the end of the year, you think Solana is going to outperform Bitcoin?
Yes. What do you? Okay, what's your top for? What's your top for Bitcoin
This year?
Yes.
About 160K. So 4x.
You don't think Solana will 4x?
This year?
Yes.
I think all eyes are going to be on Bitcoin. All the money. Once people see Bitcoin hit 48, 50K, institutions pile in, reports start coming out. Fidelity's clients show that they've moved 1% to 2% of their assets into Bitcoin. Bam. And everyone's like, oh my God, I don't want to miss the boat. Bitcoin's going to go high. Bam. Money starts flowing in to BTC. And then same old, the way the money flow works. Bitcoin, Ethereum, mid cap, low, and then low caps and meme coins. That's how it's going to be. Rob, you're wrong. You're wrong. I am super bullish on Solana.
So you're saying that this market cycle is different than everything else and that Bitcoin's going to outperform the altcoins.
Bitcoin has always led the way. It has always outperformed the altcoins to start a bull market. Bitcoin lifts all boats. Is a tide that lifts all boats.
In 2024, we will hit a top on Bitcoin and the entire altcoin market will rally harder than Bitcoin, percentage-wise. And so what is going to have a larger percent gains is going to be Solana. Every major layer one will outperform Bitcoin this year.
Every major layer one.
Okay. XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin.
You are higher than shit right now, bro.
Solana,
Stop. No.
Solana is going to outperform Bitcoin.
Hold on.
Cardano's
No. XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin.
Yes. Have you not looked at historical data? What happened in 2021? Bitcoin 10x. What did all the altcoins do? Cardano went from less than 5 cents to $2. BNB went from less than $5 to $400. Solana went from $2 to 200 and something dollars. The Ethereum went from $100 to $4,000. Give me one layer one that did worse than Bitcoin last bull market. And then copy and repeat 2017. And so if you're going to sit here and tell me that Bitcoin's going to rally, hit an all-time high, and it's all going to be locked up in there, nobody's going to take profits and nobody's going to do any degen plays, and layer ones aren't going to outperform Bitcoin, I don't really understand that narrative. I really don't.
That's not what I said. We're talking about 2024. We're not talking about next year. We're
2024,
talking
yes.
this year. All eyes are on Bitcoin.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Does Bitcoin hit all-time high for this cycle in this year?
Potentially. It can.
What do you mean it can?
It can. It absolutely
It will. That's the thing. The market cycle will hit all-time high this year. And then the bull market will end and we'll go into a bear market in 2025.
2025 will still be a bull market.
I don't think we're going to be in the depths of a bear market. I don't think it's going to be the magnificent collapse that we had last market.
I can't believe you said XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin this year. You're high.
Check.
XRP has literally not moved. It's at 60 cents.
Chat. Let me ask you a question. Who will have larger percentage gains this year? Will it be XRP or will it be Bitcoin? Who if you bought $10,000 worth of either token, which one will you make more money on by this day next year? Will it be XRP or will it be Bitcoin? Put a 1 in the chat for XRP. Put a 2 in the chat for Bitcoin. 1 XRP, 2 Bitcoin. I don't understand why you think it. You're like delusion. Like
I'm
I
delusional.
could see a case.
The coin that hasn't moved is going to outperform Bitcoin with a flood of money about to come in. Makes a lot of sense.
What do you mean it
You know-
hasn't moved?
The token hasn't moved. It went up to 90 cents after the summary judgment, came right back down, and
Okay.
everything's pumping. XRP, 60 cents, 62 cents, 65 cents, 60 cents.
In 2017, it moved from 20 cents to $3. And then from 2020, it moved from 18 cents to $1.50.
So
And so I don't understand how you think there's going to be such a low return on XRP. I just don't get it, man.
I'm not saying it's going to be low, but it ain't going to be more than Bitcoin. I do want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you're in the business of making money, or you have a business that makes money and you want to maximize your networking, IT, and your cybersecurity, there is no better company to go with than Cam's Blue Wire Tech. Visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video.
Let me ask you a question. You don't think that
XRP will not outpace Bitcoin in 2024.
Let me ask you a question. You're telling me you don't think XRP can
No.
3x?
Sure, can it 3x? Yes, but will Bitcoin more than 3x? Yes.
So you think it's going to be above?
I just said
140
160K, which is like a 5x, 4.5, 5x. What did the chat say, by the way? We didn't even look at that.
We had
A lot of XRP homers in here, huh? Look, man,
a lot of ones, yeah.
on the XRP will still make you money. I'm just saying this year, Bitcoin will make you more money than XRP, will make you more money than Solana, will make you, the only one I will say potentially you can get more gains out of is Ethereum. That is the only one because of a potential ETH spot ETF. I am looking at narratives. I'm looking at what is going to happen in 2024, what is currently happening in the world, what are some shocks to the market that can happen.
I don't understand. Did you forget the last cycle? So you're telling me altcoins will not outpace Bitcoin?
This year, no. This year, will there be some small ones that pump from 100 million to a 700-800 million market cap? Sure. But you're over here saying every layer one will outperform Bitcoin. You're crazy.
Solana, okay. Bitcoin is 2x. Solana is went up 10x already.
Exactly.
And you're telling me if you get an all-time high from Bitcoin, that Solana is just going to fall asleep?
It's not going to fall asleep. Everything will gain value. I'm just saying.
I'm going to freaking write this down.
Yeah, write it down. Yeah, take a picture too.
I need a pen.
It's too bad.
January 2nd. The man had so much conviction that the
end of the year,
that
end of
all
2024,
all of
2024,
all the gains that Bitcoin makes, we're going to stay exactly in that ecosystem, and nobody's going to speculate. And altcoins will not.
That's not what I said. You have fresh capital that's going to be coming into Bitcoin, not into Solana, not into XRP. That institutional capital is not going to XRP. Get that through your head. It's coming to Bitcoin.
And
there's a reason there's a Bitcoin ETF, not an XRP ETF.
And history's out the window. Bitcoin's going to outperform the rest
Have we ever historically had an ETF spot? No. Jesus. All right, let's look at the markets. Well, first, let's look at this. So this is some potential bad news here. This wasn't covered yesterday, and I'm curious because I believe this came out after we went live. So a U.S. judge has ruled that Terra's UST stablecoin and the Luna token are unregistered securities. This could be a potential, I don't want to say smoking gun, but a potential Trojan horse, an ammunition source for Gary Gensler to go to court and say, hey, look, Luna is a security and as an unregistered security. What's going to stop him from saying everything else after Luna or before Luna is also a security minus Bitcoin? I don't know. This was underreported in my opinion, and this is not good. I understand, the whole ecosystem and yield farming and Anchor protocol where you're earning 20% on your UST. It's this is not good for the industry. This is no bueno. Then we have this, also no bueno. This is tweeted from Hotep Jesus. Banking reserves, okay? Banking reserves, required reserves of depository institutions has completely fallen off a cliff. So we were, after the 2008 crisis, banks had to hold more money, had to hold more of your money at the bank. And since 2020, well, it's been a free-for-all. Don't worry. You have $1 trillion in liabilities. You don't need anything sitting in the bank account. It's fine. We're going to be fine. Which is why a few of the banks went under last year, which is why Bitcoin rallied and will continue to rally. Speaking of Bitcoin and rallies, we have Magic Internet Money joining us, as he does every single Tuesday, to break down the charts. Magic, how you doing, man? Is he there? Well, will you patch him in? Magic, what's up, man? He's muted. Magic. Sorry, take two.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, bro. How you doing, man?
All right. I was saying Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year, man.
Yeah,
can you talk
absolutely.
Can you talk some sense into this guy over here? He's over here saying XRP is going to outperform BTC in 2024. You already spoke, Robin. Let Magic speak.
Listen, no.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. I can't believe he's saying this.
Even if it does, and you have exposure to it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just, strategically, it's one of those things where like you can have exposure to assets like that. Just maybe a small portion of your funds. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. So there's nothing wrong with thinking that way. It's just don't put all your eggs in that basket.
There's definitely things wrong with thinking that way, Magic. You're just being nice. You're just being nice.
It's a new year. It's a new leaf for me. So
yeah,
I'm just turning it over.
It's a bad leaf. Turn it back over. All right, Magic. I do want to take a look at the markets here. We have you on. Here, let's go to my. No, you can pull that up. That's fine. We'll go here first.
Right, good.
Bitcoin 45,122. I believe we breached 45.7. Got rejected.
Mm-hmm.
What is Can you maybe explain as you're going over the chart? Explain to the viewer, maybe someone who doesn't understand charts and how to truly read them and to decipher how the markets are feeling. But when you're seeing a continuous retest of a number and it gets pulled back down and then we start settling, looks like we're making higher lows. Is this a net positive if we zoom out maybe 3, 6, 12 months for BTC? Or is this showing a negative that we can't break above this 45.8, 46K level and then start to creep up towards 50K?
I'm so glad you brought up the monthly chart because that's where we're going to start. We're going to start on the high time frame. So, yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the chart right now and you're starting on the high time frames like we always do, you can pretty well see where we're at. This is your monthly chart. This is the last monthly settle up, so to speak. The last closure before we pretty much nuked. And if we went out a little further to the 12-month, for instance, you would have a couple different levels. This is actually the same box I've been kind of shilling you guys for a little bit. It's underneath the little platform here in this side, right? So this is what we've been looking for. This is a pretty big area on the chart. Does it inherently mean that price is going to be bearish right here? No. But you did have a really nice month-long consolidation up here. And most people are going to look at it and say this was a triangle, right? You can see exactly how that forms right here. We were looking at it potentially as a ascending triangle, as you can see that this was, very well respected from about right here on over. And you can kind of see the higher lows starting to form. The question is, will it hold the previous highs? And what's really, really nice about the setup that was given is that this is your 2023 high, right? So make it white just so it looks a little different. And this is the highs from last year. You need to hang on to these. If you start breaking down below these, you really do start looking towards averages of the previous year coming into major resistance. So I've been saying that if we're going to see a pullback, it's going to be in January. It's going to be the first quarter of 2024. So the setup is there. And just like we just spoke about the 2023 highs, your 2022 high is equally as important right over here at 48,207. Okay, so if you were to break and hold above this 2023 high, continue up, 48,207 is kind of your next major target in terms of like a local high. Anything above that, and you start looking towards 52, kind of just looking towards the local highs here. And I really do think that's getting super extended. So you'll see me on Twitter say, don't chase the last eighth, don't chase the last, whatever it may be of a move. And I'm not saying that the bull market is over. I'm just saying, pullback is probably coming. Could I be wrong on that? Absolutely. But it is one of those things where I'm making plans to buy in at different levels. And this is just giving me the setup. So as soon as we start breaking back below about 44,769 and living there, I'm starting to look lower. You could very, very easily do something as simple as looking towards like a new yearly pivot, a new monthly pivot, which is statistically we've never not hit in this case. So 34,521 here, but the monthly pivot is what really draws my attention. And the reason being is in Bitcoin's history, you've never missed 3 monthly pivots in a row. And you are coming up to the third one here that hasn't been tapped, essentially. Well, technically, this is the third month. So you've missed the last 2. You've never missed 3 in a row. These are just averages of the prior consolidation price, prior session. So, logic says that I should be looking for this to mean revert back to 41,560. If it does so, what does that mean for the overall trend? Doesn't mean it's over, but I should start making plans for, where am I looking to add at lower prices potentially over the next, 30, 60, 90 days. We could see a retest of some support, and I want to be prepared for that. So I'm not looking to add any positions here. I'm not looking to get too excited. I'm literally taking this level to level. Could it push higher from here? Yes. But again, if I'm a buyer in a buyer's market, which I believe this is, I'm looking to buy low, sell high, correct? So, that's where I'm at. You've come up to some major resistance. We outlined that on the monthly and the yearly chart. Time to, I wouldn't say relax, but, time to let price do what it's going to do. And if you're an investor, especially, start making those plans and then executing accordingly without putting yourself in harm's way. Don't be afraid of FOMO. Don't be afraid of, jumping in when you shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think
that's kind of my viewpoint.
And that's great, Magic. I think a lot of people are kind of, it's used as a joke more so. Oh, when your neighbor asks you about Bitcoin, that's the top. I do think this year is going to be there's so much buzz around Bitcoin, the ETF. Even when all those people are going to start talking about it, the money is just going to continue to flow in. I think people are really starting to realize the benefits of holding Bitcoin, and especially with what not only the government here in the US is doing, but across the globe with CBDCs, with loose monetary policy, just spending more money than they bring in. I think people are realizing it, and they'll continue to realize it. And then now they're going to have a product in front of them to where they don't have to jump through hoops to buy Bitcoin and store it themselves. I do want to ask you for one more chart, Magic.
Sure.
Did you have anything to say to that, by the way?
No, I was going to say I agree. I actually think this dip's going to be short-lived. I think it's going to be a very quick dip, and those that are prepared for it will take advantage. But I think it's going to be one that you're going to want to be a part of long-term, because the halving is coming, as you said, potential ETF on the horizon. There's a lot to like about the Bitcoin chart in general, even without those bullish events. So, if you get a dip, you should definitely take advantage, in my opinion.
Amen to that. I want to ask you for one more chart. ICP is up 3x over the last 30 days, up 2.7% over the hour, 13% over the 24 hours. It hit $15 and it's starting to come back down a little bit. What's a key level of support you're looking for with this recent rally from ICP if someone wants to load up, but they want to wait for the best possible price?
Let's have a gander at ICP, because we haven't actually looked at that one in a little while. We'll start with a fresh chart, as we always do. This one's been beat down pretty hard. We've talked about this before. This is your yearly chart. So again, you're looking at previous year highs here in terms of a setup for a short, which nobody wants to hear. But 2023 highs are right around 1533. Main reason being is I believe that is also your yearly pivot for that year. So if we go out to 2023, this was actually the average of price coming into the prior year. CVO in the group was really, really adamant about this target, and we have since hit it. So $15 going to be fairly important in terms of just averages, right? From there, you're looking all the way down to 10 for the next year's average, and that's a level that's going to be good for the next 12 months. So $10.48 right off the rip is something just to have in mind. But as we start cruising through the time frames and saying, okay, where are we at on the chart? Is there anything else that we can use outside of the average of price? Because realistically, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. It's tough to find resistance on the way down because it's just been straight down. One of the, for lack of a better terms, it's one of the more poor charts in all of crypto. But when you look at something like this and you see a quarterly chart like so, right? So you can see that you have your next quarterly low here and you're actually butting up against it, so to speak. Can we find acceptance above this $15 level? And if so, where are we going to go? Especially if we don't have any other markers to work off of. You do have one monthly level here. So we do have that. We'll go ahead and mark it. And we'll make it a different color just so that it sticks out. Right. So you can see right here, coming into 2022, this was an area of consolidation. So it is going to be fairly important. And go to where you're starting from. You can kind of see how this is shaping up now. You have a small local range here, starting in, what is that, Q1 of 2022. So for me, what I would normally do is just pull the entire quarter's range and see if maybe there's a point of control or if there's any kind of indication of what I should be looking for. And the POC of this range, if cleared $15, you are looking up to $20.98. It is a 33% move from here. It's also your point of control. It's not naked by any means, meaning that it's not left untapped, but it would give you a little bit more confidence that if you do flip this like $15 region, a $20 target's not out of reach by any means. And that would be an area that I'd be interested in taking profits just because, if you start getting above these highs and then losing them, you don't want to just be all in that, hey, we're going to run the highs and this is going back to all-time highs. You want to make sure you're paying yourself. Very similar to what we talked about on NEAR last week, actually. We talked about NEAR getting above, I think it was like $3 and some change. And if it did, where would we go? And I think it did run that chart. So to me, I'm just looking at prior ranges and I'm just going off of historical data, which right here on the high time frames is most important to me. And that would be how I'd be playing it. The next area I'd be looking for is $20.98, but only if you cleared $15.33. Outside of that, $10.48, very, very important. And if we were to put that level back on the chart, just so you guys can see it, it is right here, kind of smack dab in the middle of this last consolidation. So, if you start losing this level right here, you can kind of see how things start to get out of hand and you re-enter this consolidation down here. So very important for if it is going to pull back here or consolidate, that it does remain above 1048 or at least hold on to it on a meaningful time scale. What I mean by that is like a weekly, monthly chart. And, maybe it chops around it a little bit, but realistically, it's untapped. It would be a target just like this got hit on the exact last day of the year, ironically. This would also be a target. I don't know the statistics of ICP and hitting these targets like I do Bitcoin. But on Bitcoin, it's close to 80%. So, have to work those up on ICP. It's just not as much history. So it's not really worth the yearly chart in that regard. But yeah, that's how I would view it. Yeah, above 15, looking for 2098. Below it, still looking for 1048 and needs to stay above that realistically.
Awesome. Magic, you started off by saying it's one of the ugliest charts in crypto. To be fair, ICP got kind of hosed by Sam and FTX. The tech, I've done research in ICP. The tech is phenomenal. They have their own Oracle service. They do their own cloud storage on chain. They don't use anything like Amazon or Google Cloud, which a majority of blockchains use. And they're a layer 2 rollup solution for Bitcoin, right? Via their canisters. So a lot of amazing tech there. The only question is it going to get adoption? And if it does, this thing could skyrocket because a lot of those tokens, about 200 million of those tokens are currently locked up. So all we need is a
Yep.
big demand surge to come in, and we can see new all-time highs for ICP. Magic, we love having you on the show, my friend. How was your new year before we let you go real quick, and then we'll show your website here.
It was pretty good. I went roller skating with the kids, so pretty uneventful. We did that whole bit. Turns out I'm still old, and I'm feeling it today still.
Yeah.
4 hours of roller skating was definitely tough. So it is what it is.
That's why
I
don't
only
roller
bust my
skate.
ass like one time. So
That is why I do not roller skate, my friend. I stick to crypto. Less taxing on your body, Guys, if you want more Magic Internet money, we did pin his website to the chat. Go check him out, leadingcrypto.io. He joins us every single Tuesday. Oh, that's not Magic. That's Gary. Hi, Gary. Hi, Magic.
Hey, Gary.
Magic, thank you so much, brother. We love having you on, man. Happy New Year, my friend, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Take care.
All right, bro.
All right, Robin.
All right. So,
Would you like to speak?
Yeah, I wanted to give a little love to the chat here. If you are new here, we'll say hello. We can drop an hola back at you. We have a few new people. I have T-Bone, Chaosic Inc., Geronimo, Luis Alfonso, Brandon Perez, Ferreira, B. Frank Crypto, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, do us a favor. Hit the like button. We got 100 likes, 230 viewers, so not quite 50%. So 1 out of every 2 people here watching is not like the video.
Wow.
What's going on?
Great math.
Thank you.
Speaking of great, we have the great Gary Cardone joining us for the 3rd time, I believe. So let's bring him in. Gary, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm having a bit of a problem hearing you, so I'm not sure if you can hear me, but zero words. Couldn't hear your audience, the other speaker.
Okay,
Not
so
sure what the
we can
problem
hear
is.
you. Let me know if you can hear us now.
Nope.
Okay, so I will work to onboard Gary. I'll kind of go over a couple things I have here. So just to look at the rest of the markets here, guys, we went over Bitcoin. It is, oh, look, Robin, it dipped under 45K, so you're already wrong. ETH, $2,365. We have BNB back in the number 4 spot, flipping Solana yet again at $310. Solana, I know we started off the show and I said Bitcoin's going to have bigger gains. I am still ultra bearish, ultra bullish on Solana, not only for this year, but for the next 3 to 5 years. Solana is going to onboard a lot of people. They have absolutely amazing dApps that are building in the ecosystem. And for crypto in general, Solana is probably my favorite L1. More so than Ethereum, shoot me now. I don't care. XRP, stablecoin, 62 cents. We did have this piece of news here. Ripple begins 2024 with their 1 billion ritual token unlock. In 2 separate transactions, Ripple performed its customary token unlock of about 1 billion tokens. They do this in 2 sets, 500,000 and another 500,000. The value of these tokens is $611 million. Now, for the uninitiated, Ripple unlocks these tokens as a strategy to stabilize the price of XRP. Interesting. The blockchain payment firm relocks them in escrow to keep the circulation in check. So, again, not saying XRP won't make you a lot of money, but I think Bitcoin will make you more money this year. Cardano coming in at 61.4 cents, AVAX over $40, and Doge running out the top 10 at 9 pennies. And according to Robin, this is the year of the Doge. I disagree. I don't think this is the year of the Doge. And something I expected Polkadot to finish strong the end of the year. I haven't really dug into the ecosystem as much as I used to. So, I know they got a few things going on, and the parachains, I know they changed the format of that, making it cheaper and easier for people to bid on and launch parachains. But man, what is going on with Polkadot? Under $10 as everything has rallied massively. And then just take a look at the crypto bubbles, more of a easier visual here. Astar is up 18%, Hedera up 8.4%, ICP. And I know Filecoin was up pretty big today. We do have a Filecoin video coming later today. And if you remember, you do get access to that video before anyone else does. All right, let's take a look here So this was this is from bncrypto.com. Goldman Sachs expects crypto market to explode in 2024 as traditional institutions enter. Goldman Sachs predicts that institutional adoption and regulation of blockchains will mature digital assets in 2024. This is a quote from Matthew McDermott, the bank's head of digital assets over at Goldman Sachs. He said, quote, when you look at collateral mobility, there's still a lot of inefficiencies that are a function of systems that are many decades old. When you actually start to see people adopt the technology, they'll recognize that not only can you see a commercial proposition on the forward, you can actually see it today. Tell me again, Robin, why XRP is going to outpace Bitcoin. I don't know. William Quigley, co-founder of the blockchain Wax, said he expects the tokenization industry to build a niche in 2024 before maturing in 2030. So, with that being said, let's take two. Gary Cardone. Gary, how you doing? Can you hear us?
What's up, man?
How you been, brother?
Get that feedback now.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've had all kind of little challenges.
That's okay. You know what? Let's work on that real quick, and I'll kind of continue on the show. But anyways, back to this Goldman Sachs report here. People always say, right, this time is not different. But when you truly look at what we're going to have this year versus what we've had the last 14 years, 13 years, we've never had legal clarity around Bitcoin. We've never had traditional rails for people to invest in Bitcoin. We've never had the ability for a financial advisor to sit down with their client and tell them, hey, you should put some money in Bitcoin. It's been illegal until the Bitcoin ETF goes live. And that is why I am saying, and I said it at the beginning of this damn show, Bitcoin will have the most gains in 2024. When I say most, I mean out of the top 25, out of the top 50, right? There could be some micro cap that zooms and goes up, 20, 30, 40x, sure. But for the solid projects, right? We talk about Bitcoin is the tide that lifts all boats. And if there's any time in history where that is more true than ever, it is now. And so if you're fading Bitcoin because it's an old dinosaur, because it only 5x's, think about it. And a 1 trillion market cap commodity 5xing in a year. We are so spoiled in this industry that a 5x in 1 year is like, oh man, this is terrible. No, it's not terrible. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's great. And it's super bullish. Then I have this I want to share. It's from Autism Capital. Imagine not having crypto going into 1, the craziest election year ever. 2, this one I'm just not really a fan of. This one I'm not even going to read it. 3, interest rate cuts. 4, money printing. 5, increased natural disasters. Not sure where that fits in. Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs, and Bitcoin halvenings. It's your hedge against 2024. Allocate accordingly. I do agree that Bitcoin is a hedge against a lot of things. It is a hedge against currency debasement, as we saw in Lebanon, Venezuela, and Argentina, with the new president Milei coming in and pretty much saying, hey, listen, Bitcoin essentially will be legal tender. They did put that Bitcoin was going to be able to be used to settle contracts. So if you have a contract in Argentina, you can settle in not only dollars or Argentinian pesos, but in Bitcoin as well. The halving, again, guys, we've been waiting years for a spot ETF, and it's here. Now all of a sudden, everyone wants to be bearish. Shame on all of you. Then we have this psychology of, and by the way, I'm curious. I'm going to be curious to ask Gary and Rob what they think will be the biggest catalyst to Bitcoin 3, 4, 5, 6xing this year. Now, this is a chart that is so freaking true. It's important to look at this. So this is the psychology of a market cycle. And I want to know what the chat thinks. Where do you guys think we are In the psychology of a market cycle, this is compliments of Wall Street Journal. I really think we are in the phase of hope. We're in the hope phase. A recovery is possible. We've made local highs. We're seeing drawbacks. And I think we're going to just slowly up and to the right, and then bam, having ETF, narrative, election, rate cuts, liquidity, China, everything just going to compact into one, and then bam, euphoria. Now, do we think that this cycle can be broken, at least for Bitcoin, going into a more sustained cycle to where instead of a bunch of speculators moving money in and out, you have a bunch of traditional investors whose time horizons aren't cycle to cycle, 3, 4, 5 years. It's 30 years. It's 40 years. It's my IRA. It's my 401k that I cannot touch. That's an interesting conversation to have as well. And we have this. Jim Cramer. He's a good guy. I love him more when he talks bad about Bitcoin because he's typically the opposite of what he says happens. Well, not today, as he has put his stamp of approval on Bitcoin. Let's hear what Mr. Cramer had to say.
No, there won't be an ETF, but I do think that the people who are in it for that are going to use that as a chance to sell. But this thing is, you can't kill it.
No, can't.
And the late Charlie Munger, who was so brilliant on so many things, was blind to this. Now you can say, wait a second, maybe it's all going to come
Jamie
around.
Dimon has not spared any negative words.
No, but look, I mean, it's a reality and it's a technological marvel, and I think people have to start recognizing that it's here to stay. The SEC's been against it almost the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that every one of these is here to stay, but I do think that this is a remarkable comeback that was unexpected, except for all the bulls who turned out to be right.
Gensler does a lot of jobs.
Oh, man. So, Jim Cramer is on our side now. Yay. That's probably why Bitcoin got to 45.6 and came back down. Look at this. Look at the price of Bitcoin when he spoke. Look at the price of Bitcoin now. Inverse Cramer, you would have made a lot of money. You know me, I love macro. And one of my favorite people in macro is Lynn Alden. Amazing book, Broken Money. Highly, highly, highly recommend you read it if you enjoy macro. So, macro guru Lynn Alden says institutions are now realizing Bitcoin is not in a bubble. It's not in a bubble. This is a quote from her. She did an interview with Peter McCormick on his podcast, What Bitcoin Did. So she said, quote, you see this recurring cycle, and it's done this like 3 times. 3 times it's had a higher high after a 75% drawdown or more, sometimes over 90%. And there's a handful of stocks that have done that, but I haven't found any stocks that have done it more than 3 times. So pretty much saying, big crash, but has rebounded 3 times. It's happened in the stock market, but not 3 times. Typically, that means a company is going out of business, not Bitcoin. So he says, but I haven't found any stocks that have done that more than 3 times. And so if Bitcoin has another higher high, which we can all agree it is going to have another higher high, it would be the 4th time that it has done this. She said that once institutions pay attention to Bitcoin's long history of printing higher highs and higher lows, they start to understand Bitcoin is not functioning as a typical market bubble, but as an asset in a long-term uptrend. That is the breaking of the narrative of Bitcoin is so volatile, and that is the thing. And, yeah, the money's going to be great. Trillions of dollars, is going to pour in. But I think what's even more intriguing is a different psychology is coming in. A different mindset is going to be entering into Bitcoin. The mindset of, hey, man, I'm going to dump 20 million into this, and I'm going to let it sit for 15, 20 years. I'm not going to sit here and try to time the tops and bottoms. I'm not going to sit here and try to leverage trade. I'll be completely happy with compounded annual growth of 150%. That is a new psychology that's going to be entering the space. I think it's going to really help stabilize the price of Bitcoin moving forward. And with that being said, I believe for the third time we are ready. Let's try this one more time. Gary.
Hey guys,
Yes. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, Happy New Year to you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course. This is your third time joining us. It's always a great conversation when we have you on. We were on a Twitter Spaces together. Great conversation. You said you had thrown some money at Solana as a pure gambling speculation. But before we pick back up on that conversation, Gary, I want to share this and I want to ask your opinion here. So this is talking about all the narratives for Bitcoin and crypto heading into this year. Crazy election year, interest rate cuts, money printing, ETFs, Bitcoin halving. I know some of them are interconnected, but if you had to pick one narrative that you think is going to have the biggest impact on Bitcoin and crypto, which one would you pick?
Impacting Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I think the ETF has the most major significant impact. I don't know if the price is cooked in or not. So I was hoping it would come down a little bit, but I think the Bitcoin ETF for the first quarter or so of the year.
So
The halving, I don't think the halving
go ahead,
has
Gary.
much impact quickly.
So you think it's going to be the ETF? So you brought up it being priced in. Some people are saying yes, it is priced in. Some people are saying no, it is not priced in. For me, it's like if the gates aren't open yet, how could it possibly be priced in, right?
Well, look, if on January the 12th, David, we had no approvals, we're not doing this, we hit a wall, do you think the price would go up?
If we get no approval, no.
Yeah. So how much would it retract off that?
I could see if we got a Bitcoin delay or rejection, I would expect Bitcoin to get to the low 30s. To lose about 30-40%.
I agree. So that tells me that you have 20 grand priced into this, 15 to 20 grand. I know we would all like to price in, but if the price were to go down with no ETF approval, then it has to have some price cooked into it. At least $2.
Okay. And then Gary, I'm also curious to get your take on what Lynn Alden said. I'm not sure if you caught any of the article I highlighted here, but talking about how, Bitcoin 75-80% drawdown makes a new higher high. If it makes a higher high again, it'll be the fourth time, which the traditional investor, let's take, I know you're into Bitcoin, but let's take your brother, Grant Cardone, for example, right? Big into real estate. I'm assuming he invests in stocks, maybe is coming around to Bitcoin now, but is it for someone like him who maybe hears about Bitcoin, listen, has a brother that talks about Bitcoin or sees it on the markets, hears about a spot ETF? You think this cycle will be the narrative shift for the average investor, for the traditional investor who maybe didn't believe in Bitcoin in years prior, to really start to gain some confidence and with that confidence, use their money to invest in?
Yeah, I think we have less than 20% of real net wealth in this world has not any whatsoever. I don't think most people are on this side. So it has to be just that demand. I mean, like my easy calculation, there's 400,000 people with $50 million or more. Just make some calculation of what they put to work. Right? If they put 250 grand each to Bitcoin, it needs 4 million Bitcoin. 250. Most people will not do investment today for less than 250 because the K1s are so painful to go through. I wouldn't. Like, I would rather just give charity money away to charity. It's just a lot of work. So that's $4 million. What if it's $2.5 million deployment? I think it's more likely to be $2 million.
Yeah.
It's $35 million.
That is
This
such.
is why I've always said institutions drive this industry before the retail consumer, the small user, the $150,000 a year player.
You bring up a really good point. And Gary, if I can kindly ask you, when you are speaking, if you can just lean a little forward to the mic, that way the sound could come in crystal clear. You bring up a very intriguing point. It's like these people we're talking about, we're so excited about, they're going to enter the market. They're not going to come in for 50K. Oh, let me buy a 0.01 Bitcoin. Not saying there's anything wrong with doing that. But we're talking some whales here. We're talking millions, billions, these asset managers that have trillions of dollars. And so to your point, who's gonna file paperwork for 10K, for 20K? Like you said, I'll donate it to charity and get a tax write-off on it. So very intriguing points. And that is one of the reasons why I love having these conversations with you, is because your logic and thinking is so different, and it brings perspective to ideas that maybe us who have just been in the crypto space for a long time are in this echo chamber. We really need some outside insight. So we appreciate that. I do want to pick up on our Twitter Spaces conversation, which, by the way, those Twitter Spaces are amazing. I'm seeing you everywhere on YouTube, on Twitter. You're becoming a champion voice of crypto and Bitcoin. So we appreciate all you're doing, Gary. And you said investing in anything other than Bitcoin is a gamble, right? Can you maybe expand on that a little bit?
Did I say that?
I'm pretty sure you did, or at least you said investing in Solana. I invested in Solana. It was a complete gamble.
Listen, Solana play, total gamble. Literally held in another. Look, you made a really interesting. You talked about big money players. I think there's a lot of people trading this market. You think you're making money, but you're not really calculating your taxes. This short term trade, like Solana, for instance, 70 grand to 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, 71. Now, it shot up so fast, but the truth is, I can't actually sell it at 120 because effectively I'm selling it at 100 half the time I pay my taxes, right, on a short-term gain like that. So now I'm locked into this. If I care about following the rules, where I've got 100 grand in Solana, and I really want Bitcoin, but I got to wait now. Or this thing hits so hard, I'm 150, and I'm just out because I'm not the other way for me to know how the gamble or speculation really hardwired rational thought. Would I move 10 million? I wouldn't, but I would do 10 million. Not even. I mean, love to have 10 million that I could grab it. I would never do that in Islam.
And is that
because I do have to consider? I have to consider my exit.
We also kind of talked about not understanding what certain projects and blockchains do. There's over 25,000 crypto tokens. Some are zombie chains, some are still around. So to really understand what everything does, it's almost impossible, right? So is it more of a lack of understanding, or is there certain things, or maybe it's certain narratives or sectors of a market that you're really looking? For example, we did a video today on Filecoin talking about how Filecoin, the project, is looking to disrupt the world of cloud data storage, right? With Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud, where you have one central point of failure. But if you decentralize it, just like how we talk about Bitcoin is the most decentralized network to move money and value, we have the same for cloud storage. Are there any sectors that you're eyeing that you're like, hey, this could revolutionize blockchain technology, crypto can revolutionize this? Or for you, is it just, hey, I got my eyes all on Bitcoin, that is my focus for the next, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Or is there other things kind of going around?
Look, and I really apologize for the sound. I don't know technically what's going on here today, but we're just having a bad Tuesday. I think about this, David, in terms of I have the opportunity here to buy Amazon in 1992, and know it's going to go through 7, 8, and 9 retractions. But today, 15 years later, I'm going to have valuable stocks in the company in the world. Why would I go play around with AOL, these other things that didn't make, like, yeah, you can go pick Solana. Maybe it's AOL. But, like, I know Bitcoin's going to be a big beast, man. The Kraken, it appears to be invincible. And I don't know anything else. Human error risk has suffered massive attacks externally, has no marketing department, so it's done the shittiest job in history of promoting itself. And yet, it's the greatest performing asset in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Elon Musk dies, that's going to go down. Bitcoin, there's no. I mean, I did. Like, when was the last time we had an opportunity? If Vitalik got prison one day, you can tell me Ethereum's not going to go down.
Hey, Gary, we're man, I am so sorry. We're having some sound difficulties here. We want to bring you back on when we figure this stuff out, because we feel like that there's still so much to talk about with you. So our apologies, Gary. We would love to have you back on again. And to the audience, sorry for these sound technical difficulties. But we'll make sure everything is 100% ready to go next time we bring you on. Gary, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to bringing you on again, brother.
Ciao.
Take care. All right, that'll do it for the show today. If you're a member, make sure to ping your notification bell. We got a Filecoin video coming out for you in about I don't know, let's call it 10 minutes. You do not want to miss it. How they're looking to replace Amazon and Google Cloud. That's going to be an interesting video. And that's all I got. Subscribe to us. Check out our Twitter. Anything else you got, Robin?
No. That's it. I'm just excited. We over 45K, right? Yeah, we are.
Barely.
Yeah.
Nope. No, we're not. You lost your bet already. 44.9. Anyways, with that being said, Ashley. Oh yeah, wait, sorry. Thank you, Ashley. You get a raise. Guys, visit BlueWireTech.com. They are a channel sponsor. They can help your business grow, networking, IT, cybersecurity. Do not miss tomorrow's show. We got Bloomberg ETF analyst James Safer joining us on a day where there's rumors we might get a potential approval from the SEC. We're going to break down all the burning ETF questions, so don't miss the show. And with that being said, Ashley, thank you so much for tuning in. Big thank you to our guests, Magic Into Money and Gary Cardone. For you, our community, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya, to the moon and to the solar. Won't I?